Hey guys, Chris here with Work to Game, and today I'd like to talk a little bit about Royal Menagerie. Now there's an article in Polygon that came out that said Royal Menagerie is just simply too hard for MSQ content and that players are starting to complain. And this really is just always a question with MSQ. As we push people through that main storyline quest, how hard should it be? Should it just be easy to just push all the way through? Should it be really hard to kind of force only the best to get through? And we've seen it a lot of different ways. Even just in Heavensward, the previous expansion, we saw content that was much too easy cause players to slip into this kind of lackadaisical, oh, it all should be given to me kind of mode. But we also saw some content that was just so hard they eventually had to nerf it because you started to see people saying, this is gating me, maybe I'll just unsubscribe, and you started to see that kind of response from Square to a logical business decision. Now, I don't think players are against there being savage content and extremes and things like that for the group of people that want that challenge and are not even remotely discouraged by the fact that they might have to wipe a few times to get there. And I don't really think people are asking for everybody to quit that wants to be a casual player. You know, I have some friends that are really just in this game for casual things. They focus on one or two, areas of the game. I don't want to see the fact that MSQ is kind of required of you hold them back from joining us where they do. And the article does go on to remind us that Steps of Faith went through this very same thing as one of the most recent times that they've had to make major changes to accommodate us, the players. That being said, I've seen plenty of games meet their downfall when they start to cater to us players too much and they make it so easy and they start to make just epic level gear, these like community handouts where you just kind of get it. And there's no reward, there's nothing to earn, there's no, I'm going to get better at this. And honestly, I do think it's fair to ask for some basics. Things like don't stand in bad, things like roughly point yourself in the direction of a boss and fire something that mimics a rotation. These are reasonable expectations of you. And sometimes when content gets too easy, we just start to see people AFKing in the back. They're like, oh, sorry, I missed that whole pull. I can't believe it. That means the content was too easy. If you have 2 or 3 people that are just standing there and you still clear the boss, that should wipe you, right? But really what's going to make Square look at this most is that subscriber count. Right now, Stormblood is on a huge high note. It's getting good reviews, it's getting good publicity, the players are thrilled outside of a few small technical issues, mostly related to kind of DDoS stuff. And it's to the point that it's resulting in wait times on many servers, which as a business is just a good thing. You're telling me that my servers, which are kind of a fixed cost, are generating the most number of people that can use them per hour. That is awesome. Slight wait times to the point where it's not discouraging everybody is a sign that we have the proper server infrastructure and people are using absolutely every bit of it. So a small little 5-second wait, 5-minute wait even during peak hours is really just great news for Square Enix, while it does kind of burn a couple minutes of our time. But if your product is as subjective as video games, you have to make sure that your content is not too challenging or not challenging enough, because we are very fickle as gamers. And there might be a few of you that are very loyal to Square, very loyal to, Final Fantasy, and you would never leave. But there's a lot of other players that would. And Menagerie is just the newest example in times that we would see those kind of players just give up and just move on and say, it wasn't that fun. Every other time I get this trial that I don't want to do when I do my roulettes, it's too hard. It always wipes. And it's not too hard for me, it's just too hard for all the strangers I'm with. And they quit. Because every time you get into a trial and half that trial leaves, namely the healers and tanks that are going to get that instant queue next time that they're not getting a penalty, it's really a bummer that you can't clear content. So good riddance, right? Get those players that want to quit out of here. No, because not all those players are the bad players. Not all those players are the good players. But all of those players are the ones who helped us pay for Stormblood and will help us pay for the next expectively. We each only put in roughly $15 a month. And that's give or take based on kind of how you subscribe and do you add retainers and all that. But really, you're never paying very much money as an individual. So this game relies on satisfying a huge number of people with a huge number of what they want and what they will tolerate. And so we don't want to see them quit because they're the ones that help us pay for the content we enjoy. If I enjoy PvE and my brothers enjoy PvP, we both pay a sub. So we're both kind of paying for each other, right? So I don't really want to just see people quit over an MSQ quest. And since MMOs are incredibly expensive to build, and yet they provide their customers with one of the lowest dollar per hour of content enjoyed. You know, I mean, think about the cost of a movie. If I pay $8 and it's over in an hour and a half, let's say it's a 2-hour experience, I'm paying $4 an hour. If I pay $15 for my game, I only have to play, what, 4 hours a month before I'm just killing it. Talking about 16 hours a month. You know, I can play 4 hours once a week, and I just blow through it. I'm easily under $1 per hour. I'm probably somewhere under 50 cents per hour most months, if not even lower than that. And if we think about how expensive it is to fund an MMO, and then we think about how cheap it is as a player of an MMO as far as dollars per hour, it's really reasonable to expect them to try to get a lot of us. Because, you know, me as an individual, I'm going to put however many hours I want into a game in a month, and I'm only going to pay that same $15 for it. So if they want to make more money, they can't just provide more hours for me. They have to draw in more of me. So really this article just draws us to a question. We're going to keep seeing things like this. We're going to keep seeing times that people say the game is boring because MSQ is too easy, yet it's required, so I have to just push through all this just childish, low-level stuff. And then we're going to see times that people say, oh, it's too hard, it's gating people, it's limiting the community, just the people who can make it to the top, you know, and that's really killing, like, wait times and things like that. So the question's going to keep coming up. What do you expect Square to do about it? We can trust that they're listening. We can trust that we may see some changes in the weeks to come if they think it's necessary. We have a lot of content coming up. There's a lot of patches where they could make the adjustment. And if they feel it's necessary, they will. But do you think they should? And moving forward, how do they avoid this? How do they avoid MSQ being too hard, and how do they avoid the game being so easy that it makes people soft? As always, thank you so much for watching. Brian and I really do appreciate each and every one of you watching our videos. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. And for those of you that have had a chance to watch us over on Twitch or have seen some of our new t-shirts, we're really just trying to expand the content for you guys, and we appreciate all of the support. This is Chris with Work to Game. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, it's me. Thanks so much for watching this video. You should click over here to see more videos just like it, or you should click down here to check out our recent vlog. But you can also click somewhere down here below to hit the subscribe button, as well as check out our other info. Again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.